Welcome back into another edition of Recruiting Thursday right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Jack Ridenour with you, and today we have the pleasure of being joined by Penn-Trafford football player and recent Army football commit, Zach Tomosovich. Zach, first off, my friend, thanks so much for joining us today. Congrats on the big commitment. How does it feel to have this decision finally made?
Thank you. It's been great to get the pressure off your chest, and you can focus on you and your own team now. But it's great to find your home for the next 4 or 5 years.
Well, that's awesome, man. And like you said right there, finding a place that makes you feel like home. And I tell players all the time, that's the most important thing when you're deciding where you're going to be calling home for the next 4 years. So I think that's great that you went into that with that type of mindset. But I want to get into what led you to wanting to commit to Army. I mean, what was it that drew you to the program and also drew you to wanting to, serve our country?
So I've always wanted to serve our country, but I just never knew how to start that process. So I got the offer, I believe, in April. And then I went up to campus for a junior visit or a junior day, sorry. And I just fell in love with the place. The place is beautiful. I love the way that they run their practices and how tough the team is. And I love the fact that I have a guaranteed job and get to serve our country.
Checks a lot of boxes for sure. And the aspect of the aggressiveness of their style and play for their program lines up, I think, pretty similar to what you guys do at Penn-Trafford right now. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But what was it, or when did you become, motivated and interested in wanting to, serve our country? I mean, how did that idea kind of get birthed into your mind?
So I have a couple of family members that have served in the military, and I always thought that it would be great to do that and to have the opportunity to serve our country. And I fell in love with it, I guess.
Well, first off, I do want to thank you for your soon-to-be service of our country. I mean, I always say that I have a great amount of respect for people that are willing to do that and go out and fight for our freedom and continue to give us the opportunities that we have here on the homeland here in America. But I want to get into kind of just the recruiting process overall, because I'm sure it was a whirlwind for you, especially with how high of teams that you're going and getting recognized by. What were some other schools that were showing interest and maybe some other offers that were starting to roll in for you?
I really liked James Madison University. I really liked them. What was it? Toledo. I really, really liked Toledo. And then I was hoping to get an offer from Buffalo. I like Buffalo also. And that's who I was thinking I really wanted to get and look into more.
Well, it's good to have options, my friend. That's definitely a good problem to have. Now, with the Army being a military academy, I'm sure there might have been some maybe unique things that you had to do with your recruiting for them. So what were those unique things, if there were any unique things you had to do with it being a military academy?
So obviously I have my 5 years of service afterwards, but I have my beast training before, which is like basic training before you even get into West Point. And I have specific training throughout the course of my stay there, if you want to call it that. And right now I have to get certain letters of recommendations from senators and congressmen, which right now I'm working on to get those so then I can apply for West Point.
Is that a stressful process for you? I mean, you're reaching out to very prominent, very busy people, and I'm sure that they probably get flooded with emails all day long with all sorts of messages in them. So how are you able to get their attention and say, hey, I need your signature?
Well, it is very, very stressful, but luckily I know, or my parents and my family know a lot of good people who know people. So then it is much easier than what is to be believed.
Well, it's a good thing, my friend. It's good that you've got that, because I could only imagine what that would be like, following up week after week. And it's a very, important thing that you need. I mean, you need it for your schooling. So it's not, just you're asking for an autograph. You're asking for something that's very important. But I want to get into your time at Penn-Trafford because it's been highlighted by great individual play by you, but then also incredible team success as well. I would say really, really highlighted in 2021, state champions that year in Class 5A. When you look back on that year, what stands out to you the most? And also, what do you remember the most from that run to the States?
I remember the most was running out on the Heinz Field, and you see all the snow coming in. It was just amazing. And the best part was walking out knowing that I was a WPIAL champ and seeing all the snow also. That was awesome. But from the team standpoint and stuff like that, I loved like how close we are and how much of a family we were. It was amazing. It was like that we did not want to leave each other to be done with football. I think that was one of the greatest motivations to keep on going and keep going, I guess. Yeah.
Would you say that's probably the biggest thing or one of the biggest things that you took away from that year? I mean, what's something that you learned about yourself and your team that, you continue to believe and apply even today at Penn-Trafford?
Oh, that it truly takes every single person on that team. You can have from players that are just trying to play JV to the starters Friday night. It takes everybody, and I love that. It's awesome. So
well, I really think that also, kind of starts from the top up, right? And or goes from the top down. And Coach John Ruane, I think, has done a phenomenal job of really instilling that ideology into the program. And not to mention building a little pipeline of Penn-Trafford to Division I football programs. You yourself can be added to that list as well, in that ever-growing list. What does that say, do you think, about Coach Ruane and the Penn-Trafford program, that not only are you guys producing great talent that goes on to do big stuff at the college level, but also collectively at the high school level, it really has been dominant?
Mm-hmm. So with Coach Ruane, he really tries to make you great people than great football players, which I think is amazing, because you could be a great football player and a crappy person, but no one wants that. And by being great people, we can win more games by our character and just the way we are, like our toughness and stuff like that he instills into us. It's amazing.
Well, it's definitely very obvious to see when you're out on the field. I mean, you can tell that a lot of the times, especially up front on the line, and we talk about it a lot on the broadcast, where, over the last few years, and you could even probably go further than that, that's where you guys have been able to separate yourselves, is just being so much more aggressive up front on the line. Now, how has the summer been just for you personally, working out, getting back into kind of the rhythm of things, but also, as we start to approach into August, you've got training camp coming up pretty soon.
Oh yeah, it's been great getting back to the everyday workouts, getting up early. It's awesome, and kind of get anxious during end of June, early July that, oh crap, camp's coming, and finally get to play against other teams. Awesome.
Now, when do things really start to ramp up for you guys? I'm guessing middle of August or maybe even the end of this month.
When it really starts to ramp up, the second week of August. And then it just goes up from there.
Well, what's the kind of outlook, the expectation from this team going into this year? I mean, you kind of looked at, 2021, a huge high point for you guys, graduate some players, but you bring back a predominant amount of players to last year. Obviously not the probably result that you guys wanted, still made the playoffs, but didn't go as far as you wanted to go. So kind of what is maybe the expectation or maybe the feeling around the team of what you guys are capable of accomplishing this year?
We need to get back to a championship. We need to get back there and just take it game by game and week by week.
Well, Zach, it's been great to have you join us today and share a little bit about your commitment this upcoming season and whatnot. But before we let you go, one final question from you. And I just want to hear, what are you most looking forward to when you head off to college? I know you've got a year in between, but what is it that you're most looking forward to for, the next 4 years after this upcoming year?
I'm looking forward to making new friends, new relationships. It's playing some big name football. I can't wait to do that and see how I stack up against everybody else. I can't wait.
Well, Zach, it's been great to get you on for Recruiting Thursday this week. And again, thanks so much for stopping by. Good luck the rest of the summer and good luck this season as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's Army football commit Zach Tomosovich. Folks, as always, another wonderful Recruiting Thursday edition. Make sure you check out all other Recruiting Thursdays and other archived content on our website and YouTube channel. Thanks again for tuning in today. And until next time, this is Jack Ridenour signing off, not saying a goodbye, but a see you later right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.